Good morning. Welcome to Blood Moon Oracle. We're jumping in really quickly this morning to see what the encouragement of the day is today. Let's see. We're going to take a look and see what Spirit has for us today. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to my channel. Blood Moon Oracle is the name of the channel. And we're tapping in for some enlightenment and encouragement today. For those that just, want some extra oomph in their day to get it started. All right, let's take a look and see what we have here. Thank you for viewing, stopping by. Like, share, comment, subscribe if you have not. So let's take a look here. Definitely feeling the warm essence of the season right now. This is a beautiful time of the year. Just seems like everybody's a little bit nicer for whatever reason. We all have different reasons for celebrating the season, but what it all has in common is the fact that we all end up in this sense of thankfulness and appreciation and a willingness to look for ways to express that outwardly. Okay, and I'm going to take whatever comes out. Okay, they're stuck together, but let's see. The egg stone, about feminine power, embodiment, and fertility. Beautiful. It looks like she's giving birth. See the beauty, gratitude, sacred. The sacred is everywhere. This almost reminds me of portals, which can be connected to pregnancy, right? We do understand that the woman's body is actually a portal. And then find your center, stay true to you, and call it to you. Okay, Spirit. And so one of the things that was coming in for me this morning as I was getting ready and getting dressed and ready for my day was that we have to call things into being. We have the power to do that. Whatever the desired experience we're looking to have here, we have the power to bring that into being. And it's really up to us to embody that, to imagine that, right? And once we understand that we have the power to do that, I think we're a lot more likely to do it. A lot of us don't understand that we are creating our reality by what we're thinking, by what we're allowing in, by what we're entertaining, right? We're allowing our actual reality to come into creation, to manifest that way. And in that same way, we can be very intentional in that way too, and call it to us, right? It's all about understanding who we are, first of all, the fact that we are these very divine beings. And along with that divinity comes power. It comes this sense of innateness that we have. It's nothing that we've earned. It's just something that we are. Now, one of the things that we learn being in this 3D realm is that if you don't know your rights, you don't have any, right? And it's the same in the spiritual. If you don't know you have it, then it's almost like you don't even possess it, and so it's until we begin to understand like who we are and become true to that, step into that, that we can actually begin to utilize what it is that we have. And this could have something to do with crystals, stones, connecting with the earth. When we talk about being centered, we're talking about balancing ourselves and coming to a place of neutrality within ourselves. Our lives represent sometimes these can be very confusing paths. We can almost view it as a labyrinth. But then there's times that we run across things that are meant to help us find our way back to our center, to find our way back home along our path. This is what this card is talking about: finding your center, returning back home to you. And so this is about looking for answers that we need, finding, remembering, knowing truth as it pertains to us. That helps us actually be who we are. And sometimes we may get a little bit confused and find ourselves off on a different path. Or following someone else's path, or following a path that someone else has set for us. However, this is about understanding that we all have our own path. We all have our own path to walk. And this is about finding that for ourselves. That's why we're all so unique. There's no one else on this earth like me. There's no one else on the earth like you. They say that we all have a twin, at least one. You may look like me externally, but even then, you're not like me, because our personalities are different. Our experiences are different. Our spiritual conditions are different. And so though you may look very much like me, you're not. I have twins. And though they were born on the same day from the same egg, right, from the same embryo, or I'm sorry, actually they weren't, because they're fraternal. Though they were born at the same time under the same conditions, right, they're different. Even when you have identical twins, right, they're still different. Even though they look the same, even though they have the same physical makeup, there's a distinction between the two. And they may very well end up on very different paths. That's proof that there's no one that is remotely like us. Each individual, we all have our own specific path, our own specific sense of being, of who we are. And this card is calling us to return to that inner truth, to trust our inner voice, to be us, to be you. Now, I don't know if this is just bringing out the energy or the recognition that maybe someone has been sidetracked. Maybe someone has kind of left their path by external things or by people, that have pulled them away. Well, this is bringing you back home to yourself. If you feel like there's just something that doesn't align, and you will feel it if you're paying attention, you will feel it. Because there's always a communication that's happening from our higher selves, from deep within. That's those inner nudges that happen, right? That's telling us and talking to us about what we need to do or when we get off track, right? Many times we ignore it, right? How many times have we ignored it? Many times. But at some point we end up coming back around and recognizing how true those moments were when that communication was happening. And many times it's not until later that we recognize what that was saying. However, we come to the truth of it. And at some point, we end up coming back to ourselves, coming back to our being. And so this may, in fact, have something to do with someone, Spirit, calling you to come back to yourself, to find your center today. And then we're going to look at the egg stone, which is about feminine power, embodiment, and fertility. And so this is actually talking really a lot about the woman's body, how it is this vessel of creativity, of birth, and how it is very similar to the earth, and how it is connected to the earth, and how both of them give off this very feminine energy. Yeah. It's actually pointing to, if you look at this picture, there's what we call an egg stone that's in back of her. That's what it's talking about. And this is a stone that was honored as a symbol in a particular era of time, even though we're not in that era now. But during this era, this was a time when feminine energy was deeply reverenced. It was deeply respected. And so this card is actually bringing back that energy of embodying our feminine power unapologetically. Because when we really look at the feminine body, it is a vessel of mercy. It's a vessel of amazement. And this is a reminder of that, to honor the feminine within us. And even to go into feminine energy, right? We all carry both feminine and masculine energy. It's not just talking about the woman, it's talking about honoring the feminine energy. And not to waste time being distracted by noise that would tell us anything different. And in this case, it's pointing to the patriarchy, right? Which I'm not going to get on that rant. I could, I'm not. But it's sometimes in the patriarchy, things have, even when we come to today, right now, things have become so out of balance. And it's partly due to the system of the patriarchy that has kind of shut out aspects of honoring the divinity of the feminine. But it's telling us that it's time to embody that again, confidently. Not only that, to protect the feminine. It's time. And in doing that, also protect the earth. It's time, right? And so this is a calling to great feminine leadership of respecting natural life, which means respecting and protecting life in general, all forms of life, not just women, not just men, not just dogs, not just flies, but all forms of life. And that's a sign that we may be entering into this era of birth, right? Physically, metaphorically, in the form of a child or some sort of creation coming into being. I feel like this is saying we're entering into like a new era, right? We have been in a different era where we may not have seen the value, or we may have lost the value of the feminine energy. I feel like we're returning to that era now. And then lastly, we have See the Beauty, talking about gratitude and how everything is sacred. All of these cards are pointing to some type of stone, right? Or some type of landmark or formation of land. And so, because we so overlook just the mundane things, which is so much a part of the stability, the groundedness, the foundations, right? How can we overlook that when that is the very thing that's holding up the whole structure, right? And so this is a coming back to what was actually very important. You know, how can you overlook the most important part of the body, the bones? It's the foundation of the structure of the body. So the stones are like the bones of the earth. And they're really not appreciated for their infinite variety and beauty. You know, for those of us that are into crystals and, rocks and things like that, but there's that's just a very small few that still hold that sacred honoring for the earth. And so this is taking a look at some of the things around earth, particularly stones, more closely. Along with all other aspects of beauty, it's picking stones in this case to bring our attention back to something that's so very important. And when we look at things in a closer view, like relating stones to bones, right, we understand the importance of it and the value of it and the significance of it and the sacredness of it, right? And so many times we become so normalized with having things done and having things a certain way, we forget to say thank you. We forget to go back and have a sense of gratitude. But for those who have the eyes to see, the world is filled with the never-ending line of things that we can just be in awe about. And so this is a call to notice the beauty around us. The things that we have become very complacent and negligent about. Like when I get up in the morning, I've learned from people that I have been able to learn under the value of being thankful. Like when I get in the shower, there was a feminine energy that I had in my life at one time who taught me, like, oh, thank you for water. Like, that's huge. Something so simple that we take for granted. The fact that we can wash the soot and the grind from our body every morning. Thank you for that. That's huge. That's huge. Thank you. So that's a gratitude moment. And so when we enter into this state of being grateful and embodying the energy and the experience of spirit, like we're more receptive and more receiving, and we're calling in gifts, right, to ourselves of our life. And then when we take note of beauty that surrounds us, we're not only seeing sacred things that are already here, but we're activating it within ourselves too. To have a mystical, unique experience with all of life, even in the simplest mundane things, right? I take honor in doing that, taking the mundane things and lifting them up to like this spiritual, supernatural experience, because that's what it is. Even the most simplest things is very spiritual and sacred and supernatural. And Spirit is calling us to awaken our hearts and turn our view towards these things, and we'll discover the beauty all around us. We've taken life for granted many times. How can I take a simple moment and turn it into something amazing? By looking at it with awe, okay? And then I'm gonna just take a moment just to grab a couple of tarot cards before we end it out. We're making good timing here. And so it's coming back to our center, understanding the value that we bring and the value of everything that we are experiencing right now in this moment. There's a saying that if you are bored, it's because you are boring, right? A creative mind is able to find anything in everything, right? I don't know why that's coming up, but Spirit is saying that. But I say that to say that if we really take a look around, like we can see such amazement all around us, such awe. Like I get excited to be able to just see a squirrel run across my path, right? It's like, hey, how you doing today? You know, I get excited when I get to see like a sunflower blooming, just like simple things. It's coming back to this sense of awe with life. And that's what actually, seeing that amazement and that beauty outside of us actually, as I said before, creates it within us and brings it within us what's within out of us. It causes us to have that experience that we are seeing outside of us inside as well. And so let's see. I'm going to pull a couple of tarot cards and call it a day so we can get on about our day. I hope you are having a beautiful day today. So tell us about this energy that you are encouraging us with today, Spirit. Tell us about this energy. Ooh, it's a new experience. The Ace of Wands. It's a new experience. It's a new experience. Let's see. And one more for us. One more. I hope you guys are having a beautiful day. If you are enjoying this reading, like, share, comment. Make sure you look around, subscribe if you feel led. This is Blood Moon Oracle, bringing the encouragement of the day. Thank you for stopping by. All right, so let's see. This is so beautiful. I'm loving this. All right, and so the Ace of Wands came out first, and I feel like this is really a great card to explain how we may be able to experience this moment. This is actually a moment where birth is actually kind of the idea that we're talking about here. Birthing something new. This is a time where the energies are right. You may, in fact, be possibly experiencing, stepping in, even manifesting new ideas. For some of you, you could actually be having a child with the Ace of Wands, giving birth or about to. But this card gives us the ability to take action on something, to move in on something, a new way of thinking, moving forward with confidence, knowing who you are. If there's anything in this message, it could be very encouraging to you right now. If you needed an extra little push in what you're doing, this may be Spirit encouraging you to be empowered and unapologetic in who you are and what you're doing. You can do this. For someone, something about this message is very confirming, very affirming. And I'm looking at this club that's rising out of the water. This is the first card that came out. There's something new that's possibly about to come out, or there's something that's being inspired right now. But as this club rises out of the water, you can see it wrapped around with like tendrils. And on those tendrils are like buds of flowers. Yeah, and each of those little buds of flowers, they really represent this fertile power. They're a symbol of creative forces that are breaking out everywhere, right? In this particular situation, in this particular opportunity, in this idea. So it shows the fertility of what's present right now, the opportunity right now. And so this could be, in fact, planting a seed within someone right now. Maybe a seed that went dull, that was doled out some way. Well, it's actually germinating that seed back to life so that it could continue to produce what it was planted to produce, okay? Whatever that could be. Then we have the Knight of Swords here. And I feel like with this particular situation, whatever this new thing that's being birthed, this new idea, this new experience, this new creative power, this environment that's becoming conducive to creativity, right? The Knight of Swords could almost be like this strength, right, that's arising, or this strength that's currently present, that's being realized, this attentiveness to detail. There could be clarity coming in along the way here, and a sense of wanting to do it right too. Not needing to take shortcuts, but paying attention to detail and needing to do it right. This is feeling really good and championing your projects. And so there is a sense of integrity and excellence I'm feeling that is being poured into this. There's also the Knight of Swords has a level of expertise that they're aiming at. Strategy, equippedness with what's being done, right? Seeking the best way to create a very beautiful event is what I'm seeing, a complex event. And so it's high level energy being poured into this, or realizing what needs to be poured into this. And this is what will come out of this as you take a look around and realize the potential of this, and that you have the ability to create this and bring this into being. I feel like it's going to, or it has, I'm speaking in present terms, it has caused you to rise to a high level of performance is what I feel. Now, with the Two of Cups, this is really Spirit wanting you, the Two of Cups, right? This is really Spirit wanting you to do this. The Two of Cups is very emotional, right? Do this with love. No matter how perfect we seem or high level we begin to operate and vibe, we always need to come back to ourselves to find our center, and that's love, that's harmony, that's this sense of connection and closeness, and because we're always attracting, and so there has to be a response that meets that is in alignment with the level of operation that we're operating at. And so if there are any type of conflicts that come up with this, handle them with love. This could pertain to, you being in some type of partnership with this. And so that is, it's one thing to do something alone, right? And have all the things going the way you're able to put things in order the way that you want. You're able to call the shots. But when you come into partnership, now it's not just you. There's need to consider someone else. Sometimes difficulties can arise in that, but it's even handling those from a place of love and authenticity, and being able to coexist, right? This could be you and Spirit, you giving way for Spirit to make decisions. This could be you and someone else, but this is talking about, a partnership of some kind that Spirit is alluding to and asking for you to be, in one accord in this partnership. The energy of this card really mitigates any problems that could arise here. The Two of Cups. It's almost soulmate energy. Like, it's so tight and connected that nothing can actually divert this energy or separate this energy. Again, the Two of Cups also has something to do with a baby, looking to have a baby. And this Two of Cups could say that that's about to come, right? And so if you are looking to have a child, place that energy in this situation. Place it in this situation. That's come up quite a few times here in this reading. Someone may be looking to be pregnant or have a baby. Maybe you are pregnant, you're about to give birth. Maybe you're looking to become pregnant. This is bringing you back to your power of being able to manifest. If you know your power, the power that resides within, and how we can actually embody whatever it is that we want to manifest outwardly, it all starts with us. That's what Spirit was talking to me about earlier, about our power, the power that lies within for us to create. But first of all, it's finding and staying true to who you are, finding your center. Then you can call it to you, right? When you're standing in your power and in your authenticity, then you can call it to you. Standing in the energy of gratitude as well. And there's this embodiment of standing in that place of who you are, of who you've created to be, of what you are in light of creation as a whole. I feel like I am talking to a feminine energy. And so there's something Spirit wants you to see about your ability, about your power. And so that may be for one person, that may be for a few, that pregnancy part, but I feel like that's very significant. Overall, this is about, all these different aspects of realizing the power and the beauty and the awe in the moment. This feels like overall a moment that something new is being birthed and created and coming into fruition. You're not being dragged by that event, but you are creating that event. Spirit wants you to know that it's all well within your hands for this to turn out however you would like. Okay? That is what I'm hearing today. And so let me know if any of this resonates. Please let me know. I am open for discussion, questions, even to know if it just resonates, right? I've always loved to hear that when people tap in and say, you know what, thank you. I received that. Or, wow, yeah, such and such was doing this and I didn't know what to do, right? And so I welcome comments. Okay, you don't have to just like, you can comment, you can engage. If you don't want everybody to know, send me an email. Okay, it has been Blood Moon Oracle here to bring in the energy of the day. The energy today is really showing you how important you are and how important it is to see even the most minute things and the power in those things. And our power over our situation and to create the situation that we may desire, right? It's talking about keeping everything in perspective, right? And coming back to self as well. It's all relevant. It's all relevant because at the end of the day, we all want to be happy, right? we're all seeking to have certain experiences in life. And Spirit is showing us today how not only can we be thankful and grateful for this experience we're having right now, there's so much wonder and beauty in it, everything, but even having a level of power in bringing in what it is that we desire. We have the power to transform our right now into what it is that we want. Spirit is showing that to us here today in this message. And yeah, for the one or the few that's giving birth or trying to conceive, right? This is Spirit wanting you to understand your significance in the stream of life overall. You have a very beautiful place, right? Don't forget that. Don't forget that, and don't let anybody trick you out of your position, okay? Someone needs to hear that. And so that's my message coming from Spirit for encouragement today. It has been Blood Moon Oracle, Like, share, comment, and I'll talk to you all next time. Bye.